Yo, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Dan, aka aDrive, bringing you guys week 2 of the UCL. St. Louis Rampardos, aka St. Louis Cranidos, taking on the Pittsburgh Pichus and Nexus. Guys, want to check out Nexus channel in the description below? Please do. Awesome guy, one of my friends. Let's see if we can turn up to 1,000 likes on week 2 of the UCL, guys. Turn up the little baby monsters, fighting it out, guys. Question of the day today: what baby Pokemon do you want to see introduced in the next game? You guys let me know. They kind of stopped making baby Pokemon, but they could come up with some cool ones, right? It'd be kind of cool to see like a baby Skarmory or something like that. But you guys can let me know your thoughts, any good ideas you might have in the comment section below. A good one would be like baby Tauros and Miltank, and it kind of evolves based on gender. That'd be kind of sick too. So those are some of the ideas. Nothing too original, but you guys could throw them at me too. So anyway, there's no team preview, no team builder, none of that stuff. So I'll run through the team super duper quick right now. You know what I'm saying? So we got our homie Bluedolph kicking things off, rocking the EQ, Sucker Punch, Rock Slide, Substitute, Max Attack, outspeed everything on his team. We got the Arena Trap there, which is pretty nice. Next thing we're rocking is our Marchand Noodles, which is actually a bulky Mienfoo this time. And again, we're rocking the knockoff U-Turn, Drain Punch. Poison Jab is actually there for Cottonee, which I didn't put on the layout here, but he very well might bring the Cottonee. So let's predict the Cottonee. I don't know. Again, it's Little Cup, so we're not taking it too seriously. It's all just for fun, guys. So don't take it too seriously. Just have fun with the baby monsters fighting it out. We've got our Armando here, the Armaldo, which is actually fast enough to outspeed his Surskit, and I'm hoping to, lead with this thing, potentially catch his Surskit trying to set up sticky webs, Rock Blast it, and knock it out. We've got the Rapid Spin there, we've got the Cross Poison there to hit the Cottonee as well, and knock off for just general utility with the Eevee Light to give them some bulk. Surprisingly, Enery's actually really fast. We've got Goldie Rocks here again, put in some work last week with the Berry Juice, pretty much the same set. Got the Stealth Rocks on it though, instead, just for why not, Sturdy, obviously, we got bulk, a lot of bulk, Thunder Wave, and just for general shenanigans. And I understand it doesn't really fit too well running Thunder Wave with Majora, but he's got a Levitator, the Gas Sack, potentially, and a Doduo, and all sorts of stuff. So anyway, here's our Yamask Majora coming back. Pretty much the same set as last time. I changed the nature though, because I had it wrong last time. I'd rather my Hex do a little bit more damage than my knockoff. So we've got Majora there, trying to carry as much knockoff uses, or as many knockoff uses as I can to kind of help us out and get rid of some of those items. And then I like the Toxic Spikes. I really like that from last week. I thought that was pretty cool. So we're gonna rock it again, why not? And then last but not least, we have St. Louis making its debut. Of course, our little Cranidos here, our mascot, our team captain, rocking that Choice Scarf with the highest attack in Little Cup. And we got Earthquake, Rock Slide, Superpower Iron Head. I do like the fact that we have Mold Breaker on this thing as well, because I can use Earthquake on his Levitating Gastly, which would be kind of nice. And Earthquake kind of destroys his team. So he's got a very interesting team, man, just to kind of run through some of the mons on his squad really quick. He's got his Eevee, he's got his Cottonee, which has like Encore Prankster shenanigans, Gastly, of course, which is really good in Little Cup, but I do have Sucker Punch on Bluedolph. He's got a Surskit, potential Sticky Web user, I believe. Doduo could be really beast mode if it's offensive. Binacle can set up. I can't talk today, guys. Can set up Shell Smashes as well. Luckily for us, Mienfoo can take any hit from Shell Smashing Binacle, so no issues there, unless he has like a flying type move. Tyrant, obviously, is going to either be a Dragon Dance or just like an offensive mon. Flabebe and Mudkip. Flabebe, the fairy type, so we have some poison coverage in case he brings that, and Cottonee. Munna, potentially baton passing shenanigans, and Shinx, which does not want to come because we have Bluedolph. So I'm going to take a break here really quick, and we're going to connect to Mr. Nexus, and we're going to find out what happens here for week 2 of the Little Cup League, and it should be a lot of fun, so I'll see you guys in a second. Alright guys, we are here and we are connected to Oprah, aka Nexus, of course. I'm actually battling Oprah, it's a secret. No, we're gonna battle Nexus here in the Little Cup League, obviously. I have no idea what he's gonna bring, guys. I'm just gonna be honest with you, as I mentioned previously, but we'll find out here in a moment what he's gonna bring, and hopefully we can win again, because, it'd be nice to win. In case you didn't know, the way it works is we play the same 3 teams twice each, so Shady, Nexus, and Twit, I play them both twice, and then whoever has the best record out of us 4 in that little pool will move to the next round, if you just aren't familiar with the league we're doing right now. So we've got 6 weeks of playing, so this is week 2, and then basically if we win enough, we'll go to the next round. If not, then oh well, you know, what are you gonna do? So, like I said, it's just for fun, man. It's just for fun. So, anyway, please select the Pokemon I wish to enter. All right, well, let's keep our fingers crossed here. Let's see what he's gonna bring. Brings Eevee, Cottonee and Gastly. He doesn't bring the Doduo, brings the Tyrant instead, and brings the Shinx instead. So that's fine with me, man. He's got his Tyrant, which looks really cool. I really like Tyrant, actually. He brings Binacle. He does not bring the Surskit. He brings the Shinx. So, at least I know that. And it's all good, man. Like, let's see here. Let's think about this for a second in terms of leads. I can make notes here. He's got Gastly, Eevee, Shinx, Binacle, Tyrant, and what was the last one? Cottonee. So in terms of his leads, he could try to get up rocks right away or something like that. I actually kind of like the idea of leading with Maruchan, because I could pretty much take any hit from him. I could U-turn out, I can knock off an item from something if I really want to. We do have the Regenerator ability as well, which will give us some health back, and it just puts us in a pretty good matchup against the rest of his team, any one of his leads. If he wants to like jump out with like a Shell Smash lead or something like that, we can hit him pretty hard right off the bat there. So I like that. I like that idea. He has no way to get rid of hazards either, so it's definitely in my interest to try to set up those toxic spikes pretty soon. Maybe I should have led with Yamask, but I think Yamask can actually do some work otherwise, get rid of some items and stuff too. Same kind of deal. So we'll see who next is gonna lead with here. Obviously, we're gonna kick things off with our Mienfoo. And we should actually have a pretty decent match against most of his team. I do have a poison type move for the Cottonee as well if I feel like trying to bop that thing. So here's Keith, which is probably what? The Cottonee. It is the Cottonee. Okay, so Mienfoo versus Cottonee. Can I beat this thing right now with one big poison jab? It looks like I probably can. And Dazzling Gleam doesn't kill. That's if he's Eevee. We have a chance to kill with the big poison jab here. So you know what? We're just gonna go for it. If he's not prepped, we're gonna hit him with a big poison jab. He stun spores us, he stun spores us. He's going for the stun spore. He does hit the stun spore. So we see the stun spore on this thing. So he could definitely cripple us here. But I hit the poison jab. This could knock him out. 30% chance to poison, chance to kill. It does not kill. And we don't get the poison. Come on. We don't get the poison either. So that's okay. So he actually had a 50% chance to kill him there. That did not work out too well. So now I think my play is he could potentially switch out, predicting the poison jab. I'm going to go for the U-turn here and just hope that... oh, does this thing have recovery on it? I guess he could just leech seed us. I'll go for the U-turn here, see what he's going to do. He might switch out. He's going to go for the Dazzling Gleam here. Should be able to live this, do about half. I can U-turn out, get my Regenerator. Does a little bit more than half. I don't get paralyzed. We're going to U-turn out of here and get rid of that Cottonee right off the bat. So kind of unfortunate that we did get paralyzed there, or we got, you know, paralyzed, but Mienfoo kills Cottonee with U-turn, and now we get a fresh start here. I can pretty much go into whatever I want. I'm thinking Majora is a really good Pokemon to go into. He gets the advantage, though. He does get the advantage of whatever I go into because he, I think Goldie Rock's actually really good to go into here. I'm going to be honest, because I have the sturdy berry juice, and he doesn't have any hazards up yet. So let's go to Goldie Rocks. Let's do that. And I could Volt Switch out on anything he wants to do. I could Thunder Wave something, which could prove to be incredibly useful. I have to watch out for a potential sub from Gastly. I have Rock Blast, though, so you know what? I'm really not too concerned. I know I could take any hit, and I got that sturdy, I got that berry juice, so we basically have 2 lives with Goldie Rocks, which is really nice. And I could, like I said, I could paralyze the Binacle if he comes in with that and wants to Shell Smash. That'll make it easier to deal with something else, potentially like Mienfoo. So here comes Keith again. All the Keiths, it is that Binacle. So against the Binacle, I think my play is actually to just go for the Volt Switch or potentially go for the big T-Wave. I could T-Wave him. Because Razor Shell actually doesn't kill. I could T-Wave him and then I could Volt Switch out because I'll be faster. I like that play actually because that removes one big threat. And I don't think he's going to have Substitute. Let's go for the T-Wave here. He's going to go for Switcheroo, so he's going to give us whatever item he has, which is probably a Choice Scarf. I actually did know this thing did get... He gave us a Choice Band. He's going to get our Berry Juice, so he definitely gets a little bit of an advantage with that Berry Juice. But now I know he's Switcheroo, and he's not... Probably the Setup Sweeper. He's probably not the Setup Sweeper. So Cottonee's dead. This thing had Switcheroo, which is not a big deal. I could easily Volt Switch here, or I could set up my Stealth Rocks. Stealth Rocks would be really nice. I don't have my Berry Juice anymore, so I think I'm going to Volt Switch here. And go into Mienfoo, actually. I am banded now, so I am not doing anything. Just kidding. Alrighty, well, I can go into Maruchan, take the hit, and then swap back out. I don't really have a good response to Keith here. Let's go into Majora. Majora's really bulky, and I can set up a nice little T-Spikes, or I can go for the knockoff, get rid of that Berry Juice he just stole from us. Although he might just take our Eevee Light if I do that. He's gonna go for the EQ here. Luckily for us, I can eat that no problem. I'm assuming. Yeah, it does 5 damage, so I'll take it. I definitely want to set up my T-Spikes here. I think that's the proper play. Just because it's going to hit everything on his team except for the Gastly. And I can get that Toxic up, and it's going to just like whittle down his team a little bit. Get some residual damage. And hopefully kind of open the door a little bit up for Diglett later. So I'm going to do that. And I can also Hex this thing too if I really want to, because he is status, which is kind of nice. And if Earthquake is his best move to hit me, then I'm cool with that. I'm definitely cool with that. Unfortunately, I don't have water. I'm going to go for the Toxic Spikes, obviously outspeed. I might have to get up and get some water here mid-commentary. He is going to go for the Razor Shell. No crits, and we should be good. That did a lot. That was a crit. That was a crit. So, and the defense drop, this man, luckily we're going to get rid of his Tough Claws here, give him Mummy. Now I have a couple different options here. I can go for the knockoff, get rid of his Berry Juice to keep him from doing those shenanigans again, which I think is the proper play. That way I can Drain Punch him and knock him out on the following turn. Hex would be nice to just hit him, but I think Hex puts him into Berry Juice range, and then it's the same situation I was in before. So, Switcheroo, Binacle. If I go for the Hex, it does about 30%. Actually, oh no, if he's paralyzed though. If he's paralyzed, how much does Hex do? Because he's not Eevee Light. Hex actually does like 80%, but then he gets the Berry Juice and heals himself back up. So I think I have to go for the knockoff here. As much as I want to go for the other move, I have to go for the knockoff. So I'm going to get rid of his Berry Juice that he stole from us. It doesn't really do much, but it puts him in range where I think Mienfoo can actually knock him out at this point. He's going to go for the EQ, and that is obviously going to knock us out. Let me just look at the Binacle real quick and just see if Drain Punch does kill. It looks like it does at this range. So Binacle kills Yamask with EQ. I'm going to go into Maro-chan here, who can easily take any hit from this thing, and I can Drain Punch him. I do outspeed him because we're both paralyzed at this point, which is kind of nice. So I get a free Drain Punch off, and I guess I should have probably predicted the potential Gastly. That was kind of dumb, but he's paralyzed, so if he goes into Gastly, like, it's not a big deal. I'm not too worried about it. I'm not choice, so I could just knock off the next turn. He's gonna go for Razor Shell, so he actually does outspeed us. Kind of interesting. We're gonna live it, and as long as I don't get paralyzed here, I will knock this thing out. I don't. It should knock this thing out. Mienfoo comes through with a Drain Punch and knocks out Keith. I'll take it. Mienfoo kills Binacle with Drain Punch. And that's nice. And I'm going to get his Mummery instead of my Regenerator. That's annoying. Oh, well. Well, that's fine. I can I switch out. I'm at 20 HP, so I'm in good shape here. I'm in a little bit of trouble in terms of the fact that he can switch something in now, and it basically comes in for free because I'm like kind of -1 defense, which is a bit frustrating, but not the end of the world. Even though we're paralyzed, we can still put in some work for this thing. I'm actually surprised the Binacle outsped us. I am bulky. I don't really have a lot of speed. Oh, I guess standard Binacle Adamant does outspeed us, so he does outspeed us. He was like banded Adamant, so Mienfoo takes out 2 Pokemon already, the Cottonee and the Binacle. Here comes Keith number 3, which is his Eevee. It's gonna get poisoned here now. Does Eevee kill me in 1 hit? I'm minus defense, so I really gotta switch here. And that switch I have to make is gonna be into Goldie Rocks, I think. I think it's gonna be into Goldie Rocks. He could Iron Tail me. I don't think he's gonna Iron Tail me though. I could go into St. Louis and take the hit. Because if he's like Bandit or Life Orb Eevee, I can go into St. Louis. Let's see what Eevee, Little Cup Eevee is. Iron Tail would kill St. Louis. Return does not. I could fire off a superpower or actually a Rock Slide or an Earthquake. I don't think... Oh, we're going to disconnect here. I feel like this is a common theme, guys. I'll be back. Alright guys, so we have recreated the battle. We did our best to kind of recreate it exactly as possible. Unfortunately, that Binacle matchup there was actually a speed tie, so I didn't have to take the Razor Shell, so I'm 3 health higher than I should be. If it ends up mattering, we'll figure it out later, but, you know, with all the disconnects, it is what it is. So let me just message Nexus that we're good to go. Okay, so I was switching here. I was in the process of switching against this Eevee anyway, so not a huge deal. I was going into Armando to take on the Eevee here, as I believe I could take 2 hits, unless he Iron Tails us, which he very well could, but there's always the chance of missing, and if he Iron Tailed, he would lose his Eevee. So, I mean, I could have stayed in, but that's fine. We're going to switch out here. That 3 HP might not end up mattering anyway. I do have Regenerator. I did get the Mummy ability from the Binacle Yamask exchange there, so I should be at 20 health instead of 23, but whatever. It is what it is, man. We tried to recreate it a few times, and I ended up getting a poison with the poison jab. I ended up winning a speed tie, and like it's just been all sorts of shenanigans here. So we're gonna do our best here and just try to have fun in the rest of the match. So anyway, my switch is into Armaldo or Armando here, or Anorith, to hopefully take a hit from the Eevee. Eevee's typically, I guess, Life Orbed or Choice Banded. I think it ends up being the same damage because of the way Little Cup works, but shouldn't be too big of a deal. So we'll do the swap here, and we'll see what happens. I should be able to live a quick attack plus whatever else he wants to go for here, and we'll see what happens. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I think we should be in decent shape. And I actually forgot earlier too that Nose Pass doesn't have berry juice. I don't know if I mentioned that. I have a choice band on Nose Pass now, which is fine because I still have my sturdy, so not a huge deal. But in comes Armando here. He's gonna go for the return here. I should be able to live a return. That does 3 damage to us. I wonder if he... Oh, he's not banded or Life Orb actually. So Eevee without the band or Life Orb, return actually is supposed to do 28 to 38%. I'm gonna assume that the happiness is not maxed. Is happiness not maxed? Just gonna ask him because his Eevee's probably not max happiness here, which is probably what happened. I guess we just go for the knockoff here to potentially knock off an item on something. I don't really have to fear the Eevee in terms of how that works out. I don't really have to fear it. I could just go for the knockoff. He's gonna switch out here. I don't know if his happiness is max. I don't even know how that works. Maybe his return happiness wasn't max, but I'm gonna go for the knockoff here. He's gonna go into his Shinx. He's gonna get the Intimidate off as well, which is okay, because I can get rid of its item. We can find out what item he has at least. And I have Armaldo as a response to Eevee, it looks like every time. So there's the knockoff. It is going to get rid of his Berry Juice, which is very, very nice. He's going to take some toxic damage there. And because the Intimidate, I think it is in my best interest to switch here. I could easily go into Bludolf and kind of mess him up a little bit. Or I can go to Maruchan. I don't know what Shinx actually typically does. So let me just go take a look. I mean, I know what Luxray does for the most part. It gets like Bite and stuff like that. But what does Little Cup Shinx do? Let's take a look here. So Little Cup Shinx, Intimidate, Berry Juice, Relax. So it usually carries Wild Charge, Thief, Volt Switch, and Toxic or Thunder Wave. Yeah, let me think about this here. He could Toxic us, he could Thunder Wave us, he could Wild Charge or Volt Switch here. I mean, even with the attack drop, I realistically could just stay in with Armando, but I think it's worth saving for the Eevee. I just don't want to take a hit with anything else. I don't want him to steal an item from me or anything of that sort. Maybe Goldie Rocks is the best switch in here. I don't want to go into Bludolf because if he Thiefs, it could be really, really problematic. I actually have a couple other switches in Eevee. You know what? Let's just stay in here, even though I'm weakened. I think even at -1, we can pretty much hurt him decently well here with our Rock Blast because he doesn't have an item. He could Thief, but Rock Blast is probably going to do a decent amount to this thing. What is this thing called? Shinx? Shinx. Level 5 Shinx. I have no idea. So I'm -1, so I don't really think that Rock Blast is going to kill. It's got a chance, so let's just go for the Rock Blast, man. I feel bad too. By the way, my Jenner actually helped out Nexus with his genning this week too, and I do feel bad about that return. Obviously, I don't think it was Matt's intention to not max the happiness on him, but we're gonna get a 5-turn Rock Blast and knock out his little Shinx here. So Anorith kills Shinx with Rock Blast, and I don't know. I don't know if the Eevee situation mattered. If he was max happiness, just to kind of go backwards a little bit, Eevee, he didn't have a choice band, so max happiness return does about 38% max. So I would just be a little bit lower than I am now. You know what I mean? 38%, 28 to 38%, as opposed to, I don't know what the minimum base happiness is on Eevee otherwise. What's the default happiness? Pokemon Eevee. See if I can figure that out. Here comes the Tyrant. Just gonna get poisoned. Let's just worry about that later. We'll figure it out. This has been an interesting matchup here. I think my play is actually to go for the knockoff here, just to get rid of whatever item he has, and he might be able to knock us out with a rock type move. I'm gonna actually have speed, of course. We're gonna get the knockoff off here and get rid of whatever item he had, which was a Berry Juice again. So he ran Berry Juice quite a few times. He's gonna miss the Stone Edge there. Definitely in our favor once again. Unfortunately for him, we're able to live or skillfully dodge the Stone Edge from the Tyrant. So we see the Stone Edge, got rid of its item. I could go for a Rock Blast here, or I could potentially switch out, predicting the Stone Edge. I mean, I do have Goldie Rocks who can easily come in on this thing. potentially go for a Volt Switch or something like that, or set up my Stealth Rocks. Armando does still have some usability though, in all honesty, but a Rock Blast isn't going to do too much to Keith. So I'm just trying to think here. I think I'm going to go to Goldie Rocks. I think Armando does have some viability. I am -1 attack anyway, so I think it's in my best interest to switch here. So we're going to go to the Goldie Rocks and see what happens. He's probably going to Stone Edge again. He does go for the Stone Edge again. He misses again. Guys, I got to be honest with you, man. I don't want to give you the results of my GBA match, but I did my GBA match today, and now I'm doing this, and it has been a very interesting day, guys, to say the very least. It has been an interesting day. So, anyway, I'm going to go for the Volt Switch here, as I think I could probably take any hit from him. I have the Sturdy. I can get the Volt Switch off and then come back in. Or I could go for a Choice Banded Rock Blast, actually, which might knock him out. Let's go for the Choice Banded Rock Blast. We're banded now, so why not? See what happens. But I do feel bad for Nexus for missing 2 Stone Edges. Obviously, we're not taking this too seriously. It's Little Cup, but simultaneously, still kind of unfortunate for him. We're going to go for the Rock Blast here. I am going to connect. This might actually knock out the Tyrant if I get a couple Rock Blasts. We've got to hit it like four times. So we're going to get a crit there 2 times. No such luck. He's going to take the toxic damage there, and he has the ability to potentially knock us down to our Sturdy here, I would guess. I don't want to go into aN'Reath, so I think my play is to just go for Rock Blast here. If he wants to switch, that's fine. He's going to go for the Fire Fang, so he shows Fire Fang, and no burn, no flinch. No burn, no flinch, and we hit the Rock Blast. So the homie Nose Pass is going to pick up the kill. Nose Pass kills Tyrant, and that puts us in a situation where I think he just has Eevee and Gastly next, if I'm not mistaken, and I think Diglett can probably beat the 2. He might actually be Scarf Eevee now that I think about it, which could be why I didn't see an item on him. Definitely unfortunate that return was not max happiness and the 2 Stone Edge misses. That's Little Cut, man. I don't know. I feel bad. Today's been such a weird day for battling, guys. It's been one of those days, man. I don't even know what to say. It's been an interesting day. So we'll see what happens here. You know, it's frustrating because we're obviously doing the Little Cup League to have fun and stuff, but it's not fun when things like that happen, right? It's not fun when return doesn't have max happiness and it's not your fault. It's not fun when you miss an 80% accurate move twice in a row. That's not fun. And I feel bad for Nexus because I've been on the other side of it. It's really annoying. And to anyone who like complains in the comment section or on other channels that we're just gonna disconnect, I'm so tired of disconnecting. Okay, well, I'll cut really quick and we'll figure it out. Alright guys, so me and Nexus just talked over Skype, and we kind of went back and forth a bunch of times to try to figure out what the resolution of this match is going to be. A lot of funky stuff that happened. Obviously his return, he didn't have max happiness on his Eevee. That would have lowered my aN'Reath's health a little bit, you know. We had a bunch of disconnected like a couple times. Unfortunately, guys, first of all, it is not Nexus' fault that we disconnected. It's just the DS's. I don't know. His DS is being funky. It's not his fault. I'm sure he's not doing it intentionally, guys. This is a fun league. It's not a big deal. So we talked about some ideas of what we can do in terms of either playing out the match on Showdown and recreating things again and doing turn by turn to recreate it. That would be pretty interesting, and then we would end up having half the match on Wi-Fi and then half the match on Showdown. We decided not to do that. We were going to potentially try to reconnect, but not going to do that again because it seems like this is going to be a consistent issue. We even talked about the idea of potentially, you know, playing again and just starting from scratch, but unfortunately due to time constraints, that doesn't really make sense. And plus, like, it kind of you lose the whole element of the surprise in the match, and then like, you know, your opponent's set. It's just kind of funky, man. So what we're gonna end up doing here is we're gonna call it a 3-0 win in my favor. So I'll take the win 3-0. I think I was up 5-2 at that point. His Eevee might have been scarfed. I don't know what his Gastly was. I did have Sucker Punch on Diglett, so unless his Gastly was like some sort of substitute set, I don't foresee his Gastly being able to beat the rest of my team. I did still have Mienfoo with knockoff, Choice Scarf Cranidos, so I think like pretty safely, you could assume, I mean it's Theorymon, so you can't always know, but I think it was definitely leaning towards my favor in terms of winning. So shouts to Nexus for just being a stand-up dude and just saying, hey, you know what, let's just call it a day and just say it's a 3-0. And that's going to be that, guys. So I do apologize that we're not able to finish out the rest of this match for you guys. Obviously, I never want to have a Wi-Fi battle that's unfinished, but just due to the consistent technical errors and difficulties and so on and so forth, and the fact that some other things kind of came into play, scheduling, and you know, like I said, you might see a few disconnects in my GBA match tomorrow too, and by a few I mean like 10. So it's just been a lot of disconnecting, and I don't know what to say, man. I don't think it's my DS. I don't know. I mean, I never signed off, so I don't know. Again, it's not Nexus's fault by any mean, guys, so please do me a favor and go check out Nexus's channel for just being an awesome guy. Really good friend of mine, good battler, guys, and we're gonna match up again in a few weeks. Probably on Showdown, we're gonna match up again in a few weeks for the Little Cup League, and again, like, no one wants to take it too seriously, man. It's just for fun. It's Little Cup League for fun. So anyway, guys, I hope you did enjoy. Please just leave a like rating if you did, and hopefully not too much hate, guys. Hopefully you can understand that things just didn't want to work today. Lots of technology issues. So thank you, Pokemon, for that, and that's gonna be it for me, guys. My name is Dan, also by aDrive, and I'm gonna catch you guys later. Peace.